What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video I want to bring you guys a rehaul or a bought it but did I keep it or did I return it. So if you guys are interested in seeing my second one in this series, then just keep watching. Alrighty guys, so it's been a while since I actually recorded this video. I recorded it I only posted it a week ago. Well, I already know all of my review on this one. On all of these items, I have tested out all of these items thoroughly, so I'm just ready to get this review out because I already have my Sephora VIB and my 20% off for Ulta haul, and I kind of like to get my review up of the haul first and then bring out the next haul. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I liked all of these items or if I didn't like them, then just keep watching. Alrighty, so first of all, I want to talk about the two palettes that I reviewed from MAC Cosmetics. It was the MAC and Padma collab. I returned them. It was that simple. I said in the review that I did not like the eyeshadows. They were very chalky. It took a lot for me to build those shadows up on my complexion. And overall, I was just not happy. I'm thinking about trying out the new MAC and Patrick Star collab. I'm interested in the more purple quad, of course, and I really like the blush bronzer duo. I really don't like lipstick or the lip gloss, so I might give that away to one of my friends, to be honest, but I really liked the blush and the eyeshadow palette, so I'm interested in trying that one out. And honestly, if I don't like that, it's just a no for me when it comes to MAC eyeshadows at this point, because yeah. Anyways, so let's get started on the rest of the items. I really don't want this to be a long video. So the two NYX lip soft matte creams that I got, I did a blog post and I will make sure to link that below, but long story short, I don't like these. These are very streaky, and yeah, there's nothing really good to say. I mean, it's the same formula as the other one that I have, but the other one is a nude color, so I didn't realize how streaky it was until I got these two dark colors. Obviously I did not return it, but that's just because I am super busy, did not have time. If I had the time, I would have returned that, but you know what, it's fine. I can always use them and just layer them. Maybe get a lip liner that works for this color so they don't have to be as opaque. But anyways, I'm not about those. This e.l.f. liquid lipstick, one, it did not dupe out the MAC liquid lipstick in Uniformly Fabulous like I thought it was, so it's not a dupe. And then the formula is kind of, I mean, it's what, $3 for this, so it's a $3 formula. It breaks down as soon as you eat something and it like peels up. It's not the most comfortable liquid lipstick I've had, so me and e.l.f. liquid lipsticks are just not going to be friends from here on out. This is my Sigma E45 tapered brush. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of powder coming out. I love this brush. This brush I reach for every time I do an eye look. Every time I literally use this brush to lay down the blue that you can see, which is basically my whole entire eye look today. I love this brush. It is so nice, and there's end where it's kind of slanted. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's a little bit slanted where I can just press the product on and then lightly blend, or I can use the point to blend in a particular area. I really love this brush. I would have to wait till there's another sale because this brush is kind of pricey. I mean, all of their brushes are pricey, but yeah, I do like that brush. I also got a highlighter brush the same time I purchased that. Let me find it real quick. I also got this highlighter brush. It is the High Cheekbone Highlighter F03. I've only used this once, and that's just because it deposits a little bit too much highlighter for my taste. I'm not a huge highlighter person. I've been wearing it more often, but I still don't want a huge streak of highlighter. But I will keep this in my collection just in case I get more into highlighters and I find that I get a more gelée product. This will be good at picking that up. And same with that Revolution Pro highlighter that is more natural. This will be really good at really picking it up and making sure it lands on my lid. The last brush I got in that Sigma order was this Sigma Bent liner. It's the B12. It's a pretty thin liner. I mean, it's still thick at the same time. I will say that I ended up having to cut off one or two of the hairs just because they were poking out, and I just have no patience to reshape brushes. I just cut the stuff off. So, but other than that, I have like this brush. I've used it to apply liner in my waterline if it's a gel lit pot. So I do like this, and yeah, I mean, no complaints when it comes to these Sigma brushes. I mean, they're expensive enough. I better not have no complaints. So yeah, let's just keep it going. These Notoriously Morbid liquid lipsticks, I have this one in Desert Highway and this one in Underwater Thing. I love these. The formula is so thin and comfortable, but it's also super opaque. Honestly, these remind me of Kat Von D, but even slightly more comfortable. They're just, you don't feel them at all. Even with long wear, after a while you do start to, at least sometimes, depending on how many liquid lipsticks I've worn that week, my Kat Von D, I start to get like crepey look lips. I have not found that with this formula, so I really do like this formula, and I might pick up a couple other shades. It just kind of depends. I have a huge lip product collection, so no need to buy too many dupes, you know what I mean? But I really do like that formula, and I would suggest it. And I have done a Sassy Lip Saturday, I believe, so I will link that down in the comments. Next is this Maybelline Age Rewind concealer. This is in the shade Caramel. I don't like this concealer. It's too thick. It's too light for my complexion. I don't like it. I will get through it just because that's how I roll, but I will not repurchase that at all. Next, I have these glitters from Salona Luxe Cosmetics. I really hope my camera is focusing on the glitters. I love these glitters. I haven't posted too many looks. I think I've only posted one look with this. I have tested them out more. I just haven't posted any more looks, but I do like them. I'm trying to get more into glitters, and I like that I could support one of my followers while trying to do that. So I am, well, not glitters, loose glitters. So I really am glad to do that. And yeah, I would recommend them, and I will, yeah, I don't have any review of these, so yeah. Next is Kristen Lee Cosmetics. I love her eyeshadows. Her eyeshadows are metallics. You can see I have put some work into this palette alone. I do like it, and I've tested out every shadow just like I said in my original haul video. Let me just get the other few that I had from her. The other few are right there. Like I said, I love Kristen Lee Cosmetics, and I did actually swatch all of these shadows on my Instagram, and I did a more professional swatch. So if you guys are interested, definitely go ahead and check me out. My Instagram is MakeupnTravel 15, so you guys can see those, and I believe she actually retweeted, which was awesome. I love when indie brands retweet anything that I do. And while I have this palette open, I'm just going to talk about these shadows up here. They're a touch of Glam Beauty. I love them. I love them. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to say. I prefer to apply them with my finger, to be quite honest. If not, building them up with a dry brush is beautiful. I don't prefer to build them up with a wet brush, in my opinion, but I do like both of these indie companies. I actually have already went ahead and purchased even more eyeshadows from both companies, and I am excited to see when they come in. So yeah, let's just keep going. Next, I have my two palettes that I purchased from e.l.f. Here is the Holy Smokes palette. And here is the Jewel Pop palette. I love both of these eyeshadow palettes. I know that Makeup Struggles said that for the Holy Smokes, she did not like, well, she thought that the gray and the blue weren't blendable. These two shades right there, she thought they weren't blendable. For me, they blended out beautifully, and I yeah, I had no problem with either of these eyeshadows. I know that these have been around for a while, but I just never got around to it because a lot of people will hype up certain brands and I'll just be like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. But I really do like those palettes. I would recommend them. I probably won't get any of the other ones in this series just because these are the two that really caught my eye. But yeah, I like those. Next, I want to talk about a Dose of Colors palette that I got, and it's the Sassy Siennas palette. It is the same size as these e.l.f. palettes, same mock-up, except you only get, what, 5 shades. This one obviously is an orange themed palette, orange peachy themed palette. I love it. I will say that for me, there is not a huge, even though you see a huge gradient here, when I put them on my eye, so back to me talking about this, I would say that there is not a huge gradient when it comes to this palette when I put it on my eye. Personally, when I put this deeper brown on my outer corner, it's not deep enough for me. So I tend to pull from my Project Pan palettes for a black or a really, really deep brown. But other than that, I love the colors. They are beautifully blendable. They honestly blend themselves, basically. And I really want the purple one in that series. The only reason I did not get it in the 21 Days of Beauty is because I was just trying to show myself that I really could not buy from something. And so I decided to not buy anything during that sale completely, even though there were a couple things that I really wanted to repurchase. I told myself, you don't need it. So yeah, I will be purchasing that one hopefully on a sale, just because I'm not dying for it right now. But yeah, I really am happy with that product. Next, I got a Viseart palette. It is the Amethyst. Yeah, it's the Amethyst palette. So this palette is basically a purple theme. There you go. And I love this palette. Once again, I would say that it's not the hugest shade range, especially like with deeping out the looks, but I really do like this palette. And getting the 2 mini palettes first, I've really been able to see that I like Viseart's formula. So I am interested in getting the peachy version of this one. And then I think I'm leaning more towards getting the Dark Matters palette instead of getting both that and the bright ones. But I mean, I won't turn down the bright one if somebody wants to buy it for me, you know? Okay. Next, let's just go ahead to Pat McGrath. Like I said, this Match Divine Brown liquid lipstick, this matte brown lipstick, I love, adore. It's very long lasting in my opinion. I did not end up getting $19.95 like I wanted to in the VIB sale. I bought too many other things. I could not justify putting this in my cart as well. But you know, there's always another sale another time, so I will probably get it. It's still in my loves list, but it just was not something that I purchased during that sale. Next, I got the Levine and Rose palette, and this is just beautiful, 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 beautiful. Like I said in my review, and I did do a full review on this channel, so I will definitely link it down below. And in the review, I did talk about the lipstick as well. I love this palette. Like I said, it's not, in my opinion, the most overly pigmented eyeshadows that I have. Divina definitely does have a lot more pigmented eyeshadows, but I love these shadows. These definitely last on my lids in perfection. For the longest time I've had any other eyeshadows last. And I think for Pat McGrath's style of doing eyeshadow, which is a more artistic style, this was a beautiful palette, and it really makes me go outside of my box. So I'm really happy to have that palette in my collection. I still do want the 4th eyeshadow palette, and I watched Kinky Sweat, her review and she was using the mini with the full-size one, so I might get the full-size one too. But we'll see, we'll see. Anyways, Kat Von D Metal Matte. I love it. I love it. I love it. You can't even get the whole thing in the frame. It's so big. I love the shades on the bottom, and I love the Metal Crush formula. Honestly, the Metal Crush formula is the reason why I bought this palette. I am not gonna lie, but overall I love this palette. I will never let this leave my sight. No matter if I'm always into makeup, if I start to slow down on my love for makeup, this palette will always be in my collection. Next, I have another Kat Von D palette. It is the Pastel Goth. I love this palette. This is definitely a pastel palette in my opinion, but it works on my complexion. There are plenty other palettes that are pastel and they're just ash. Okay, we're good. Okay, so there are plenty other palettes that are pastel, but they're just ash on my face. So I'm really happy to have that one in my collection. And yeah, I love it. No regrets. And I would recommend that palette. Next, I have the Kat Von D Divine palette. I know a lot of people were kind of like anti-hauling the mess out of this palette. I knew I wanted this palette immediately after seeing the colors, but also this one color is Baltimore. But yeah, I really like this palette. I was talking to a subscriber or I was talking to somebody on Twitter about this palette, and ever since I saw it drop, I wanted it. So yeah, I like it. These are the Cleona Cosmetics singles that I have. You can see they are been through something. I do like these eyeshadows. I will say, like I said in my haul video, the purples and the greens and blues do tend, if you tend to overblend, these will not work for you because you will literally overblend them into gray. So that is my only caution for people with these eyeshadows, is do not overblend them. But putting that aside, I do love the eyeshadows and I do love the formula. I just recently purchased their Archeo palette and I cannot wait for them to actually release it. I pre-ordered it and I believe I pre-ordered it in time to get the limited edition like single or whatever. So I'm hoping I got that. I will definitely put that in this palette. But yeah, I am still in love with Cleona Cosmetics. And we have my shadow graveyard. Alrighty, so these were, I believe, the first thing I talked about in my actual haul video, and it was for these 5 eyeshadows. These are the NYX Pop whatever eyeshadows. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. That's kind of why they're in this graveyard of a palette. I don't like them at all. When I put them on my eye, they blend away to nothing. I can't handle them. And that's another reason why I have these Bahi shadows in here. I'm not a huge fan of the Bahi shadows either. So yeah, I would not recommend either of those formulas. But yeah, I hope this was not too long. I just wanted to come on here and kind of give you guys my final reviews on all of these items. And yeah, I hope you guys like them. Definitely give this a thumbs up if you like haul videos. Comment down below if you want me to do a particular video about anything or do a tutorial with any of these products. And yeah, y'all, it's been real. Peace.